there, everybody. It's Mike Delisio with another Dice Tower Daily Unboxing. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Tiny Epic Dungeons and the expansion, Tiny Epic Dungeons Stories. First thing I want to state right off the bat is that this is an unboxing of the Deluxe edition, which was part of the Kickstarter campaign. And so keep in mind that there may be some elements in here that you wouldn't see in a retail version of the game. Just wanted to put that out there right at the beginning. Tiny Epic Dungeons is a cooperative game split into two acts. In both acts, players struggle against the waning torchlight as it decreases each turn. When the torch goes out, the heroes are lost forever in the darkness. In Act 1, explore the dungeon, fight enemies and evade traps in an effort to find the boss's lair. In Act 2, engage in an epic battle against the boss. Aha! So, two-stage game. Right off the bat, that reminds me a little bit of Tiny Epic Quest that kind of played out in two different acts. Let's take a look at our rulebook, the Adventurer's Manual, as it is called here. Here we see our components. Looks to be a large number of cards. Some minis, which is something that is unique to the Tiny Epic line. I don't know that they're... no, I don't believe there's been minis. You know, there have been little, plastic meeples that carried items, the item meeples, but I don't believe that there have ever been minis in a Tiny Epic game before. Even mechs had plastic, but they weren't exactly minis. So, all right, so here's our setup. Winning and losing conditions. You defeat the boss in Act 2, then you win. You lose if one of three things happens. A fifth goblin must be placed, but four are already in the dungeon. The torch reaches the skull at the end of its track, or the dungeon cannot be explored any further and the lair door card has not been revealed. All right, so 3 ways to lose, 1 way to win. On your turn, your hero may perform any or all of the following actions, but none are mandatory. Move, perform 1 heroic action, and then any number of free actions. At the end of your turn, the torch must move down 1 space. All right, and it goes over how this works, moving, revealing new dungeons, checking for danger. Here are heroic actions, skill checks. There's different types of heroic actions. Rest, search a room, disarm a trap, cast a spell, attack. And you've got a whole lot about attacking. So that's going to be a big part of the game, fighting the monsters. And then you've got the free actions, the different acts, final battle, little fold out there. All right, well, looks like there's a fair amount involved. Let's take a look at our hero mats here. Actually, this is not hero mats. This is a mini expansion called Potions and Perils. I'm going to hold off on this because I'm guessing this might be a Kickstarter exclusive. So let's go off on those for a while, and let's just come back here. Here are our mats. Let's take a look at these. All right. The Dragon. The Hydra. These are going to be the bosses. The Goblin King. The Pharaoh. The Gorgon. The Seer. Here are our heroes, I'm assuming. Yep, because you got a player aid reference on the back. The half-orc barbarian, an elf sorceress, a dwarf cleric, an elf ranger, a wood elf rogue, a human paladin, ancient wizard, dwarf fighter. All right. I'm a fan of the art from what I can see here. That is nice. We've got a large deck of square cards. So let's take a look at these. Our stabby goblins that we're going to be fighting. Boomy goblins, pokey goblins, shooty goblins. And what are we going to be attacking them with? We're going to be attacking with our crossbows or our hook shot, I'm guessing. Or a stun hammer. Yeah, I do like the art and graphic design of these cards. That's pretty nice. I'm going to go quickly. There's a lot of cards here. We can get a pretty... So here's the actual dungeon cards themselves. Some of the nasty things and some of the cool stuff like treasures. All right. More, these are spells, it looks like. All right. We've also got some custom dice, so let's take a quick look at those. These are nice looking dice. Nice engraved custom dice, always a nice feature. We've got a little bag here of wooden components that appear to be screen printed, so I'm just going to kind of show you a sample of those. You can see a lot of screen printed wooden components that I'm flinging about the studio with reckless abandon. You can see there's a fair number more of them there. And then we've got some minis, which again is new to the Tiny Epic line. So let's take a look at them. All right. Just going to give you a quick gander at all of those so you can get a sense for the level of detail. If you are a painter, you can get an idea on if these are figures that you would want to paint, or if you're me, just admire them as they are, because that's as far as they're going to go. All right, well, that is the base game of Tiny Epic Dungeons. And again, I did not show this little mini expansion because oftentimes these are Kickstarter, included in Kickstarters. You can usually buy them, I believe, from the publisher later on, but for right now I just want to focus on the main aspects of the game. Here is the expansion. All right. Looks like it includes more miniatures. The Adventurer Storybook. All right, so it says this expansion has 2 sections. The stories are additional objectives that the party must complete before they can defeat the boss. And it adds the challenge of, the Epic Dungeon adds the challenge of 3 distinct dungeons levels as well as multiple bosses. Stories can also be included. Okay, so kind of a modular expansion, adding some new things, some new mechanisms, and there's our nice map of Ogmore there. We've got some new screen-printed minis to add into the mix. Not minis, I should say, screen-printed meeples to add into the mix. So let's show those off. You can see that. I'll save the minis for last. Let's go with the big cards first. The Tinkerer. Let's try to get that on camera, Mike. The Mind Lasher. Elf Warlock. Human Psionic. Pandakin Brewmaster. Human Adventurer. Guardian of the Order Sir Gamelin. The Dryad Druid. A Halfling Bard. A Human Monk. All right. More cards. Our Mighty Goblin. Spelly Goblin. Some more items. Fire Elemental. More dungeon tiles. Some new cards to change up the game a fair bit. It would look like, anyway. I don't know. I've not played it. But it looks to add some new twists. Let's take a look. There's another bag of minis here. I believe that's Sir Gamelin the Knight there. Maybe our Brewmaster, guessing. Using my limited memory skills. Here we go. There we go. Got a few more here to show off. I think this is our Bard. 3 more to show off for you here. I'm not a minis person. I don't know that these have the level of detail that maybe a full miniatures game might have, but they sure look fine to me. I'm pretty easy to please when it comes to miniatures. All right, well, can you get a dungeon crawling experience into a small box, or in this case, a couple of small boxes? I don't know. It remains to be seen, but that is Tiny Epic Dungeons. Thank you for watching another Dice Tower Daily Unboxing.